I am the Red Cyclone! Ah!
Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better Right Square podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Mark with the mic.
Yep.
Full week this week. I thought we weren't gonna have much to talk about, but damn it, video games and their collections, like shit. And
so,
then there's just a bunch of stuff happening, and it's winding down to E3 season, and we're gonna watch all the videos and stuff, and there's stuff coming out of that's not just video games, and we'll talk about that, and we got a bunch of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So what you got, Mark?
All right. So first of all, we have two big collections that came out the same day,
and that is
so we have the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection.
30 years of Hadoukens, dog.
Hadouken. Second guess, I actually sent you the link of the first one, but they did a little documentary
yes,
series.
I did start
on their YouTube channel, which is 3 parts, and it kind of goes into the history, it goes into the fandom, and it goes into the future of what they want to do with it. And it's very interesting, very fun to watch, and very fun seeing grown ass men cry when they lose.
Man, James Chin gets real hyped up at the end of them tournaments. I don't blame him.
There was one guy that was so cocky that when he lost, I laughed so hard.
Do you know if you remember the guy's name?
It was a black dude with glasses. He went into the tournament like really freaking cocky because he was undefeated.
It wasn't Punk, was it?
Yes.
It was Punk?
yes, it was him. And then
Punk is a troll. That's the thing you got to know about him. Sometimes he's a legit troll.
But it made me I felt so satisfied when he lost.
And he lost. I love that guy. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I really laughed about it, but it gave me more perspective in the tournaments because I don't know a lot about the tournament side besides what you tell me and some things I see. I don't see a lot of it. Like I see it on Twitch. I follow Team Spooky, and I follow Capcom Pro, and I also follow Tekkens and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then there's some of the guys that are actually on the Capcom on that documentary are guys that I know are like very big Tekken players as well.
Yeah, this is true.
Like that one black, I always forget his name, but he's a black dude that's like like he's like a sensei and shit. The way he acts.
The way he shit. Okay,
like he's all about the game, man. Like I like his mentality. Like he did an IGN special to train one of the guys in Tekken to play in the tournament.
What's he look like?
He's
like
a
his hair.
Black dude. He has a little he has a little fro. He has glasses. He's very skinny. Kind of resembles Unity.
Oh, you talking about does he have a British accent?
Yeah,
that's Ryan Hart.
Okay. Yeah, I like him. I like his mentality.
Yeah. Ryan Hart's a cool dude. I think he just got married recently too.
Yeah, I like his mentality. So hearing him talk about it, like I like the passion he shows when he talks about these games, and when he talks about it is like how we talk about wrestling when we enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's something very passionate, very like that. And when people talk it like that, it makes me interested. When you just talk shit and like that, then I'm not interested.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the FGC guys gets real passionate about Street Fighter and all the fighting games in general, really.
Yeah, but I know he's huge in Tekken.
Yes, he's one. I think I'm not 100% sure. I think he did win at EVO at some point.
Yeah, I think he won it recently. I think he won like 2 years ago.
Okay. I can see. I'll say it because I think Tag 2 was ending around 2 years ago, or it might have been when they were testing 7.
Yeah.
When 7 was in arcades.
Yeah, because I remember seeing him. He was training someone in IGN for last year's tournament.
Okay. Yeah.
And they had him training and everything like that, and he just put a big perspective of what these fighting games are and how they flow and how you should focus. And then he also does that whole fucking like wax on, wax off approach with a lot of things too, which just makes me laugh. But I respect the hell out of it.
Yep.
Because I wish, and it gets me like I wonder if I could actually get this decent at these games.
It's just, you know what it is? It's a lot of muscle memory.
Yeah.
Because you think about all the other games you play, you know how easy it is for you to play a first-person shooter when you go from one to the next one?
Yeah.
It's like, if you just play Street Fighter, you get like a muscle memory.
Yeah.
For most of it. And it's like, you don't really lose it because they don't change the formula too much.
Yeah.
So I could see, like, if you like one type and stick with it, and like really give it like a few minutes, like maybe 30 minutes a day or something like that, I can see you could easily like get to a good rank in no time.
I've been really like enjoying like Injustice when it came out. That was like one I really got into, and I played. I ranked up like in ranked games. I got up to like the 500s.
Okay.
And shit, but then I kind of lost track. And my biggest thing is time. Like me to sit down and play something is the hardest thing to do. Yeah. Thank God for the Switch, but the thing is with the Switch, I kind of want an arcade stick now, just the fact, or I could try to get good with the Pro Controller. I just feel like the muscle memory when it comes to fighting games are better on an arcade stick than
Yeah, because you don't have to change your hand, the way your hand responds to the controller. It's just a stick. It's always going to be a stick. Yeah. Yeah,
and the way your hand moves with the stick, you automatically, it becomes a reflex more than you like going for it. You
searching, yeah. Also, although I will say, pad players do take the time out to use every available resource, because, like you told me about the converters, pad players will get converters for older controllers. And because the companies understand that these things are a necessity, you see how Nintendo is like reissuing GameCube control, or they're licensing GameCube controllers to be reissued by other companies and stuff. Like, they understand. They understand there's a scene, and that certain peripherals, they have a legacy, so you should support them. So there's people using PS2 controllers. There's people using original Xbox, like the S. I think I've seen that before.
I've seen the original PlayStation 1 controller used
with no sticks. Imagine that shit.
I think it was a Japanese dude.
But you know what? Not for nothing. Today, I had on the RedCycloneInc Twitter, I reposted a video of a dude beasting in Dragon Ball Fighters with a keyboard.
Oh shit!
I mean, not a keyboard. Excuse me, a piano. So he was literally playing the piano and busting ass. It was unbelievable.
Some damn Japanese.
He was some type of Asian. I think he was from the West Coast, so I want to say he could have been Filipino, could have been that, but I didn't see his name, so I can't give credit to the player. But like I said, on the RedCycloneInc Twitter, it's up there. But like, dude, like, again, you get that muscle memory on your pad, your stick, your keyboard of choice. Like, yeah, dude, like you can get fucking ridiculously good. Yeah.
So I'm looking like I've been on a Street Fighter binge. I've been on just a fighting game binge. So Street Fighter has been the main force because they just recently came out. I guess that would be the first classic, because the Sega one we're gonna have a lot of discussion with. So the first the Street Fighter Collection game, 30th anniversary collection. So 30 years of Street Fighter. That's since I was.
That's a long time.
4.
If you take away the years, it's like, damn, that's a long time.
Yeah, I turned 35 in July.
Okay.
So
do you remember your first time playing a Street Fighter game?
Yeah, pizzeria up my grandma's block. They used to have lines and lines and lines. And then there was one time me and my mom went early and there was no one really playing it. And my mom gave me a quarter and I started playing. The first character I picked was Chun-Li.
Ah, okay.
And
So did you instantly find out the kicks because they just mashed the button?
Yeah. Because that time I'm just pressing all the buttons to see if something comes out.
Yep.
I never played a game that had more than 4 or 3 buttons max.
Okay.
So the 6 buttons was overwhelming and my hand was small.
Yeah, so you're like, what is going on? But you're just having fun. I get it.
But I loved it. And then I was like, all right, I want to try the other characters. The second character I picked was Blanca.
Of course. Of course. He doesn't look like a person.
Yeah.
He stands out.
And then I was learning. Then I got really like just interested in like learning about the game and stuff like that. So I was like, my mom, when I go to magazine stores, when I started seeing Street Fighter on magazine covers, I'll ask her to get me the magazine so I could understand the game more. And then like that.
I think I still have my Game Pros that have Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and stuff on it. But I know I have my EGM.
Yeah.
Like that old school EGM that has Street Fighter on the cover, like when it first came out.
Yeah. So I got into the game, and then as the years go by, I gotten better at it. I used to play a lot in the pizzeria. I used to play a lot in Chinatown, and so forth. Like it's kind of like The Simpsons. It's always been there.
Just in the background, yeah.
Yes, like cause Simpsons turns 30 years old this year as well.
Homer Simpson should be an unlockable character. I'm just saying.
I'll take it.
I remember when I first played it, but I didn't first play it before I saw it. So I remember going to we had a laundromat near my grandma's place in the PJs, and this was when laundromats were like the arcade.
Yeah.
Because this laundromat, no lie, had 5 machines, and it was full of washing machines, and like moms and stuff doing whatever, washing their clothes, and you know damn well their sons was standing there at the fucking arcade machines playing their heads off.
Yeah. And
I always remember Street Fighter, and this is the crazy thing. I remember Street Fighter 1. I saw Street Fighter 1, and then looked at it. So I remember Ryu, his old design, and then not knowing that it was the same character, but I did remember he threw a fireball. And that stuck with me. He had a little shoe. He didn't want anybody to step on his toes.
He had booties.
He was smart back then. He got rugged. He got them calluses. That's why.
Now he has no calluses. Yeah, his foot probably be equivalent of getting hit with a brick.
You know what happened, right? He listened to Ken. If you look at the characters, Ken don't have shoes on.
Yeah, Ken never had shoes on.
Shout out to Yipes for calling Ken the original Savage.
Yeah.
So, but I remember Street Fighter 2, I used to watch before I played.
Yeah.
I ever played it. And the one thing I remember when I first played it, I asked a guy bigger than me. He wasn't a kid. He was probably like a teenager or maybe in his 20s. But I remember asking, I don't know how to play. Can you show me how to do the fireball?
Yeah.
So I never actually learned how to play the game first. I learned how to do a fireball first. So from that day on, like I've made it a priority in any fighting games. It was like, first thing I always do, check the move list.
Yeah.
Always. Just, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like that's always been a thing of mine. And I remember the fucking cabinet. It used to have the moves on it.
Yeah.
And as a child, you don't know what that means. Those little arrows, and then the P's, and then the old school Street Fighter, they had the names for the buttons. It wasn't just punch, P, and K.
Yeah,
it was short.
Kick.
Yeah, it was short, forward, and roundhouse, and then jab, medium, and fierce. Like, what does that even mean?
What's fierce?
I didn't know what fierce meant. I didn't know what a roundhouse was at the time, but fucking learn. You just
got a fearless punch.
What's this down arrow, diagonal down arrow, right arrow? What's that mean? And then plus punch. And I'm like, all right. And then fucking throw the little fireball. And you're like, I can remember vividly like that being a crowning moment. I didn't win any fights.
Yeah.
But I knew how to throw a fucking fireball.
That was the goal.
And before we move on, I remember the first time I won in Street Fighter 2. And it was obviously a person older than me because I'm playing the game at 5 and 6. Because I know it wasn't long after the game came out, because Street Fighter 1 was still in arcades. So I can imagine the shock now. And then I see it. I remember like when the little kid, I forgot his name, I want to give him credit. The little kid got on the main stage at Evo and Marvel and was like actually winning. And then like the next year, he got better and he was bodying people. And it's just like, I know that feeling of you learn how to play first, and then you get your first taste of blood because you beat somebody older than you, and you're like, oh, I can do this. And then that just kind of becomes a goal. It's just like, oh, you just want to prove that you can actually play the game. And like, ever since then, I'm just like, I like Street Fighter. Yeah. So I've just stuck with it.
think Street Fighter always been like a part. Like I always enjoyed playing the games. I probably owned every single one when they came out.
And the music, I like the music.
The music always been fantastic. To this day, freaking Ken's theme song was probably still one of my favorites. Guile's is close second.
I always like Ryu's music.
I like the Ryu's music, and then I always had a love for Chun-Li because I always liked the Chun-Li character. So
what's up with that dude in the back choking that chicken though?
Yep. Always choking chickens.
Always choking chickens. He ain't happy.
And also, that was the first animated boobs I ever seen.
Well, they didn't see. Capcom at least had some dignity. They didn't move.
Yeah.
We have to give that credit to my of Fatal Fury fame.
Yeah.
Although which came out first? Was it Fatal Fury 2 or King of Fighters? Yeah, it was Fatal Fury 2.
Fatal Fury came out before King of Fighters.
Yeah, because she wasn't in the first one.
No, she was in the second.
But she was in part 2, and when she won, she let you know.
Yeah.
The business is about to go down. So.
Yeah, man. But Street Fighter has very fond memories. I remember the first time I won was against my friend that was older than me. I was I think 5 when I first played it, and I started getting good. He used to take me with him to the pizzeria to play because my mom was cool with him. And he was older. He was like 15. He was 14, 15 years old. And then I used to watch him play. I used to watch what he used to do with his hands, and his character was Ken. So I was like, I looked at how Ryu played and how Ken played, and then my hair looked kind of like Ryu's when I was a kid, so I went more towards Ryu. So then I was like, all right. And then I first played him, and he showed me how to do the Hadouken, and he showed me how to do the Hurricane Kick. Yeah. He said those are the 2 easiest things.
Yeah,
because
this is true.
He was teaching me. So the first time I played with him. I played him one-on-one and stuff like that. I took the win. I beat him. And he got kind of mad about it.
But don't forget, you guys weren't practicing for free.
Yeah.
See, you got to pay a quarterly to take your lessons, man.
So when I whooped his ass, then he played me again, and then I beat him again. And then I played him one more time, but this time I picked Chun-Li, and I whooped his ass. Bitch Chun-Li. They're like, what the fuck am I teaching you? So after that, he left me to be like I had to play on my own and learn on my own. He didn't teach me anything anymore. But then again, every time I played him, I won, and I was like a 5-year-old kid beating his ass.
God damn it! I'm teaching you to take my soul. Is what I'm doing.
I was fucking on a milk crate, fucking playing on the damn thing. I was too short.
Yeah, you're right. I remember back in the days,
but then once Ninja Turtles came out. Once that pizzeria got Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, I kind of forgot about Street Fighter after that.
Yeah,
that was the game I always played after that.
Until the PlayStation era, Street Fighter was mostly when I went to an arcade, I would look for it.
Yeah,
but mostly just to see who was playing it, and that's kind of like why I like so much the tournament scene.
Yeah,
because that's basically what I do. I was the kid that was standing on the side of the machines and wonder why there's so many quarters. I didn't know what the fuck that meant.
Yeah,
I remember. And I also remember the first time I learned, but I didn't do it because I was afraid, because I knew everybody who was there was a killer. Like, there was just dudes just, one guy busting everybody's ass, then another guy comes and he's Mr. Cool Guy, and then he takes him out, and then it turns into a big back and forth between all the people in the arcade, and it's like, that was more entertaining to me than playing some of the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to get in the back of the line. That's my thing.
Yeah.
I would play a fighting game that nobody else was playing. Like, if everybody over there is playing, say, Children of the Atom.
Yeah.
And they're going at it, I would go and play like, what's that shit that's a knockoff? I would go play Fighter's History or some shit.
Yeah.
So that's what built my appreciation specifically for SNK and their weird branded games, because I know for a fact, like, early on, Americans, we ain't fuck with SNK like that.
No, we didn't.
You would see 1 or 2 dudes who were really good at King of Fighters, and then everybody else, nobody played that shit.
I played Metal Slug.
That's what I'm saying. They gave you the cabinet with the ones where you could switch, the multi-cabs. And
most of the time I played Metal Slug.
Most people were playing Metal Slug or that action game. There was a really gory beat 'em up they had, and that left an impression on me, but I can't remember what it was. But like, so that would be what I did while I was, when I got beat and it wasn't my turn and I wasn't watching, I'd be playing something else.
But that was a big scene at the time, and during those years, those were the times that I kind of miss in a way, because you don't see it like that. That's why I can see you appreciating the tournament scene now, is the fact that that's pretty much what it is. It is people coming and watching each other play and seeing who's the best.
And yeah, you see shit you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And then you start to get a feel of the people's personalities. Who's this type of person? Who's funny? Who does this? Who does that? Who embodies their character? Blah blah blah. And it's like there's so many layers to just the entire tournament scene. But like that's the feeling you would get when you went to the arcade, because you would sometimes end up making friends.
Yeah, I always made friends. I never made enemies. I always made friends in the arcade scene. And then you'll go see them. Like, hey, what's up?
It's like you had your arcade buddies, and you have your little rivalries here and there. And then you would get better with some people, and then some new dude would show up, and you'd be like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
he did a fucking 15-hit combo. I can't even do 5. I don't know what's going on." And then you find out the tricks and learn. And then sometimes people don't tell you shit.
Yeah,
and then you just get your ass beat.
Yeah.
This is one reason why. That's like the one reason I never really gotten too much into Marvel, because I know the exact moment I knew it was too complex for me was X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Yeah.
When I saw somebody do Magneto combos, I was done. When I saw, because that was the game when you could do infinite combos.
Yeah.
Once I saw somebody do an infinite with Magneto, I was done. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. I'm not playing that game against anybody. Fuck that. I do not want that feeling, because that's demoralizing, son. You standing there, you put your quarter in, and a dude across from you doesn't let you play.
Yeah.
That sucks. So I would always like watch and then go and practice on the machines by myself.
Yeah.
Or with a friend. Okay.
So celebrating 30 years of Street Fighter, that was our retrospect of how we got to learn it. This is 30 years of the collection. So these are the arcade versions of the games.
They have glitches and everything.
They're not the console version. So if you're getting this and hoping for the full version of Alpha 3, you're going to be disappointed.
Or the misinformation that was spread that it was going to be the max version, which was the PSP version of all versions. I don't know why the fuck they would release the portable version when there's a Japanese port of that.
Yeah. Well,
so
there's American port too.
No. There's a Japanese port of the portable version to a different system.
Oh yeah.
Meaning it would be better to use that version, not the fucking portable version. You know what I mean? But people were putting out the speculation and all that stuff. And I'm like, no, why would they do that? They got better versions.
So if you're looking for like the home console versions of these games, these are not it. These are versions of the arcade.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get a re-release of those collections that did put them on there, because to this day, before this came out, I would say the best Street Fighter collection is the Alpha Anthology.
Yeah,
because it puts so much stuff in there, and then it puts secrets in there on top of that.
Yeah,
and exclusive stuff. But again, it only came out in the PS2 Xbox era. So,
and hopefully with E3 what's going on with the PS4, they are planning to do backwards compatible with the disc. Yeah.
So there was the recent one of just Alpha, but this is not complete, so you won't get what this has.
Yeah.
So they re-released that Alpha one only, but again, what people are looking for was they thought, oh, they're gonna put that with everything else.
No.
And no, that's not what you're getting here.
No, this is the full arcade version. You can even tweak it to the way that you like to see your screen on the arcade.
Yeah, and
this is like the exact versions of the arcade.
How about the random game mode? Have you tried that out yet? Because I think that's kind of cool.
So there's only 4 games that play online. There's I think Super Street Fighter Hyper.
Yes.
There's Alpha 3.
Yes.
There's...
I know Super Turbo is one.
Super Turbo is one, yeah.
And Third Strike, right? Should be the...
Yeah, Third Strike. So it's 4. Damn,
it's only 4. It's only 4.
Yeah, so those are the ones you can play online. Those are the ones you can play. And if you actually play online, it could go randomized, and I think the winner picks the version they play to the next round. But there's been a lot of hiccups and stuff, and a lot of complaints about the online right now that it freezes up a lot, and it's still not fully fixed. So
yeah, certain type of netcode that they need to stop using.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hearing lots of problems.
So here's the collection. I'll just say all the games that are in it that are the arcade versions of the games. You got Street Fighter, you got Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Champions Edition, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Edition, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3 New Generation, Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
Yep. And if you pre-order, you get Ultra Street Fighter 4.
If you pre-order for Xbox and
PS4, yes,
you'll get Hyper the Ultra PS. Yeah, I downloaded that recently. And yeah, so you get a full game version. Switch, you kind of get cheated out on that Super Street Fighter 4 game. You don't get it, which sucks. I feel like it sucks. I think it would look dope on the fucking screen. So I was.
It's a last gen game. I guess they just didn't do the work. They just didn't make it. Yeah. So
yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing in the future. Hopefully, there's a Switch version of that game.
And they give it.
But Street Fighter 4 is a good game.
Yeah, I like Street Fighter 4 a lot. I really did.
I like the characters in that game so much.
Yeah.
Because they put Cody and Guy back together.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I fucking love that.
There you go.
And Cody has the best theme in the game. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I love this game.
So yeah, so we had the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection that came out. Again, if you're a fan of Street Fighter or just like having friends over and beating up each other like we did yesterday with RedCycloneInc crew, Japstar and Commander Fel were in my house and we were just playing random. So we put the winner, picked the game, and then we just put like that. I just wanted to get it out the way. I put the original Street Fighter 1, and yeah, that's so fucking hard to play.
Did anybody get to do any fireballs?
I did one fireball, and I don't know how I did it.
Awesome. That's exactly how it should be.
And I did a hurricane kick.
Nice.
I know how I did the hurricane kick. I don't know how I did the fireball.
Did anybody get shocked when you did the fireball? Because that shit does like 90% health. Alright, and we're going to take a little break right here just to remind you to follow us on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, also on SoundCloud. What we do is we have this podcast, the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. We also have the Wrestling Babble podcast that's hosted by Merc with the Mic, who's a frequent guest on my show, and that should be on Merc with the Mic on SoundCloud. We post those on YouTube as well. So you can check the Merc with the Mic podcast out on his YouTube channel, which is also Merc with the Mic. And also you can catch the It Gets Better I Swear podcast as well as the various other playthroughs on the RedCycloneInc YouTube channel. Thank you.
Yeah, I did. But yeah, then we played Street Fighter 1, and then the rest of them went from Street Fighter 2. I think Japstar mostly picked Alpha. I picked Third Strike, and I picked regular Championship Edition.
Okay.
Oh,
so who did the best?
I beat Japstar 3 times, and then I kind of stopped playing because I was cooking. So I don't know who played. I don't know who played each other afterwards, but it was a lot of back and forth.
Oh, cool.
But yeah. Oh, special note. Go to Up Up Down Down, and Xavier Woods and Miz challenged each other in Street Fighter Champions Edition for a belt.
I won't spoil it, but oh man,
it was great. It was great. Definitely check it out. So it was a really good thing. Up Up Down Down. I love their channel. I support their channel.
I support them too.
And Xavier Woods is an amazing dude. So follow him.
Some would say he's not amazing because what kind of man would call the mayor and say what he said?
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
I know, asshole. But I feel that mayor is corrupt.
Oh, he's got a shady past. Is what you're saying?
He fought in a shady past.
He may have belonged to a sinister group.
Yep. And wore stripes.
You can't trust anybody, man. You can't trust your politicians anywhere.
Fucking
Not even in video games.
He looked like the Hamburger. Every time, man, I picked Cody yesterday, and I really is that Waldo?
Wow. You picked the red color?
No, I picked no. Actually, no, I did pick the red color by accident. So yeah, I did pick it. Like, is that Waldo? Like, no, he's just in jail.
Yo, oh man, I'm telling you, there's a reason why people love that character. He's just cool.
So if you're getting it for a retrospect and just a fun, it's worth it. It's only $30. It gives you a whole full art gallery. It has all the soundtracks for each game. You can listen to all the music. You can actually go through the whole menu of music. I heard supposedly as something to be added down the road is that they're gonna let you customize the soundtrack plays, so you can customize the music while you're playing.
Oh shit, that's great.
So we'll see what happens with it, but it's a fun game. It was $30. If you have the game plan in Best Buy, I suggest. I've been doing that recently. I joined the Gamers Club in Best Buy, and you get 20% off all your games.
Yes,
20% off. So if this was $30, you're paying $22.
Yeah, I think this one was 40, so it's probably 30 something. Because the Sega one is 30.
Oh yeah, okay, I got them mixed up. So this was like I picked 32. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we're gonna have a big discussion about this one. So Street Fighter Collection, definitely get it if you're a fan of Street Fighter. It's just so retrospect of everything, and it's a fun game to play.
It's well put together too.
Yeah.
Arcade perfect. There's the thing I love is that there's glitches that a lot of long-time players find out. I didn't know you could just disappear. There's one where I forgot what you do, and I think it's Championship Edition. You could just make your character disappear, and there's a funny video of one guy does the glitch, and I guess he doesn't figure that the other person knows it.
Yeah.
And so he expects to timer scam, which is you get the life lead and just disappear.
Yeah.
And then the other guy just disappears, and the game just locks up.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So there's some funny stuff with characters turning upside down. There's like, you could make some sprites bug out. Like there's some funny shit that used to happen in Street Fighter. This is also, I feel there's one wasted opportunity, and I think you know what I'm getting at. They didn't put Rainbow Edition in here.
No.
They should. When are they gonna? They have to acknowledge that. They have to. It's so dumb and so fun, and obviously it's not a big resource thing because these games are like you could fit them on a fucking thumb drive if you want. Like all the collections on a thumb drive. You could fit all the Sega games on a thumb drive if you really wanted to. You want to be honest about it. Yeah. I'm probably sure not in 4K, but but still, like that was a missed opportunity. But anyway, you can move on to the Sonic Collection.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, Sega. I'm looking at the Sonic one because we got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, so so Sega, so the other game that came out this week, the same day as the Street Fighter Collection, is Sega Genesis Classics for the PS4, Xbox, and Steam. I was really hoping it came out on the Switch, but hopefully down the road it does, maybe with Sonic 3 and but anyway, there are some big classics that are missing from this set. I understand people are complaining that there's Sega Genesis Classics and it's not just Sega collections, so they're hoping for other games besides Sega's games to be on this. So I think the branding of it kind of is misleading.
They leave it open-ended, and I hope down the line they maybe do a part 2 or like some packs to add on those games people want so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like you said. How many games are in this? 50, right?
It includes over 50 retro Sega favorites.
So there's more than enough here. And of course, if you want to stop being saints about things, we all know we got a pirated copy of some of this shit somewhere. So let's just be real about it.
A lot of the multiplayers has online, so like I can play online with you, Streets of Rage.
They did do the work. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a cool thing. Like, if you get the game and I have the game, we can play Streets of Rage together online.
Yep.
So that's a cool thing.
Mhm.
I'll go down the list of games, see if you remember them, and if you don't, then I don't know what they are anyway. So anyway, here's the list that's on the case. There's probably more coming down DLC, or maybe have to unlock. I'm not sure if you have to unlock it or not.
Okay.
Not too sure about that. So Alex the Kid in the Hans Castle, Alien.
I know it, but I never played it.
Alien Soldier,
It's a badass game.
Alien Storm,
I've never played that.
Ultra Beast.
Everybody knows Rise from Your Grave.
Ultra Beast was actually the original game that came with the Genesis.
Yeah, the first model, the old school fat model.
Yeah.
But
But it wasn't child friendly, and they got Sonic to be.
they got something. Little known fact: before the Sega Genesis 2 came out, there's a version of the Sega Genesis that's the original fat model that has the headphone jacks that came with Streets of Rage 2.
I still have that one.
And yes, I have the old model, but mine came with Streets of Rage 2, not Ultra Beast. And it was it was a box packing, so it was they made it late in the lifespan of the first model.
So I remember the original one coming with Ultra Beast, and then there was one that came with Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Was that one of the ones you had to send in for?
No, that was one of the basic systems before Sonic release. Because Sonic released, I think, 6 months after Genesis came out. So it wasn't like a they didn't plan it. So Ultra Beast was originally the first game that came with it, and then it just wasn't child friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So they got
Well, that first boss is made out of heads.
Exactly. So Beyond Oasis.
Oh, that's an awesome game. Underrated.
Biohazard Battle.
I never played it.
Bonsai Bros.
Oh, Bonanza Brothers. I know.
Bonanza Brothers.
The tall, skinny guy and the short, fat blue one with the pistols and stuff. I think they're cops.
Yeah. Columns.
I do remember that.
Columns 3, Revenge of the Columns.
I don't know why they skipped 2. I don't know what happened there, but
yeah, so that might be like the same issue by Sonic and Sonic 3 and Knuckles are not there. Comic Zone, which
awesome.
It might have to be unlocked because I didn't see it there.
Yeah.
Crackdown.
Not that Crackdown.
No. Not the one that Xbox been hiding for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Surprise! It's for Sega. What?
Decap Attack.
I know of it. His name is Chuck D. Head.
Yeah.
That's the main character's name.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
You have Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
If you like Choo Choo Rocket, this is the precursor to that.
Yeah. Dynamite Heady.
That was a cool platformer with a cool idea, but I never really got too much into them.
Yeah, Eastwat, City Under Siege.
Never played it. Always wanted to. Always looked cool.
Yeah, Final Labyrinth.
Nope, no idea what that is.
Blicky.
That game was on one of the earlier collections. It's okay. It's really kiddie though.
Game Ground.
Nope, never played that.
Galaxy Force 2.
No.
Golden Axe.
Yeah, Golden Axe. I know Golden Axe 2 and 3. 3 didn't come out widely. I remember.
Yeah.
Like it came out after the system died. But
yeah.
I played those.
A big fan favorite, Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah, that's an awesome game.
Treasure. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I think I still own the cartridge of that.
Oh, nice.
Kid Chameleon.
I hate that game. I hate his design. I think that game sucks.
You look an idiot.
All those quote unquote cool costumes, and he doesn't do shit. Yeah. He just sucks.
Landstalker.
No, I never played that.
Like Crusader.
Same, never played that.
Phantasy Star 2.
Yes, that's probably, a lot of people think that's the best Phantasy Star game. I might have to agree because the character development is unprecedented for the time period.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Phantasy
I did play
Star
that.
3.
I never played 3 and 4.
Yeah, Fantasy Generations of Doom, Phantasy Star 4, The End of the Millennium.
Rise Star, awesome.
Y Star, Shadow Dancer. Shadow Dancers was dope.
Yeah, Shadow Dancer was on one of the other collections. That's the one where you're Shinobi and you actually use the dog.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
The Secret of Shinobi. Shining Force.
No, I never played those. I actually played one of them for Advance. I think it was 2.
Yeah, Shining Force 2. Shining in the Darkness.
No, never played that one.
Shinobi 3, Return of the
That is my favorite. That is my second favorite Genesis game. Period.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Streets of Rage 3. I mean, number 1 is Streets of Rage 2. Number 2 is Shinobi 3. Number 3 is X-Men 2.
Sonic 3D Blast. I just got douche jokes for this thing.
That game. What? X-Men 2?
No, Sonic 3D Blast.
Oh, can I tell you the story? I did a terrible thing. So some kid, I think he got in trouble with his parents, and because I think about this years later, why would he give me so many games? He gave me about 10 to 15 Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And he let me hold them, and he never asked for them back.
Yeah.
And that was in 3rd grade. So in 5th grade, he left the school. And in, I think, 7th grade is around the time when the Genesis was out. Yeah. So I want to say that was mid-90s, early 90s. So Genesis was starting to become a thing. Like Vector Man had just come out and stuff, and Sonic 3D Blast was out. That was when they were, trying to do 3D on the Genesis. I sold all those Nintendo games and my Nintendo, and I bought Sonic 3D Blast. That is the worst thing I think I've ever done in my entire life. I still regret it to this day.
Yeah.
I feel like complete, and guess what my penance was when I played Sonic 3D Blast. It made me nauseous.
Yeah. Because
of the perspective. Like if you've ever seen the game played, it looks like complete ass. It is the worst Sonic game I think ever. Sonic Spinball sounds bad, but if you put it on mute, it's an okay pinball game. Yeah. Sonic 3D Blast is irredeemable. Sorry, I hate that game.
And it sucked on all the systems.
It sucked everywhere. I wish they could just scrub it from existence.
Yes. So we got that instead of Sonic 3, sadly.
Boo, not worth it.
Sonic Spinball, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is probably my favorite Genesis game.
I like Super Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I think, was my favorite one. And then it was Streets of Rage 2.
Mm-hmm.
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim. Fun. That was a fun game.
And then I think Shinobi 3.
Yeah. That amazing.
Space Harrier 2.
Never played that actually.
Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage 3.
All amazing. All have some of the best music in any video game. Well, except for 3. 3, I'm not too fond of music wise.
I'm just saying. Streets of Rage over Final Fight any day. Like if you just if you turn on Streets of Rage 2, go to the options, and then just go to the BGM and just play the first song. That beats Final Fight. Sorry. And hold.
The first stage song beats Final Fight. Sorry.
Super Thunderblade.
I barely played this game.
Sword of Vermilion.
Nope, never played that.
The Revenge of Shinobi.
That game is hard as fuck, but it's cool. You get to fight, let's see. You get to fight the Hulk, you get to fight the Hulk who turns into the Terminator. You get to fight, if you found the early, I bet this one doesn't have Batman. It might have Spider-Man though, but I doubt it has Batman. I played the one where Batman was in there. You fight Batman, he leaves, and then Spider-Man comes down. No, what's the opposite way?
I think it's the opposite way.
It's the opposite way. You fight Spider-Man, who's legit Spider-Man, and then Batman comes down in the early versions, but then it was a Bat monster. Also, Godzilla's in the game.
Yeah.
I think every boss in Revenge of Shinobi is a movie monster or some pop culture reference.
Yeah. Toe Jam and Earl and Panic of a Funkatron.
Toe Jam and Earl 1 is one of my favorite games on that because of the soundtrack. and just the interaction with the characters in the world.
Yeah.
Do you know if that game has online? Because they did make an online version for Xbox.
It may be online because Soul Jam and Earl is on there, the original one. This was part 2, but
yeah, both of them are on there.
both are on there, yeah.
They made that collection for 360 that has online. Oh man, if this is online, that might be enough for me to get it. I love that game.
I'll let you know. I'll try it and see if it is playable online. Most likely it is.
Okay.
Vector Man 2.
I saved up a lot of money to buy Vector Man. Was it worth it? Fuck no.
No.
But I have fun.
Yeah.
I have fun. More than I can say for Sonic 3D Blast, but it wasn't worth it.
Virtual Fighter 2.
I never played that version of the game.
It was bad.
Oh, really? It's not cool? Aw.
It's really bad. It's the Genesis. It's the 32X version, which wasn't bad. It was a bullshit version of the Saturn version.
Yeah, which is weird because it was 2D, and I had a 32X, and it came with Virtual Fighter 1.
Yeah.
And it was 3D.
Yeah.
So why they put the 2D version of a 3D game? I don't know.
Wonder Boy in the Monster World.
No, never played that.
And Wonder Boy 3 Monster Lair.
Nope.
Those two games actually just got remade for the Switch, and they're quite good. Like they're like action RPGs, and they're pretty good.
Is it just the remake that's good, or have you seen the original?
You actually could play the original. Like you could just change the coat, and it'll be the original game. It's just remade with higher graphics, but you could change it to the original. Play it.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's the collection. That's all the 50 games that we went through. The biggest thing, the absence, is like you will notice is Sonic and 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Kind of mentioned. There's a lot of issues with that. Echo the Dolphin's not present, which is another Sega big one. I was surprised. Like I said, this is how they named it, is SEGA Genesis Classics. So you think they'll go to like Earthworm Jim and Virtual Racing, which was a big game, which was totally expensive as shit, but for no reason. Outrun. I'm surprised Outrun is not in this game.
Yes, you're right.
Hang On, I was surprised.
Hang On.
Yeah, I was surprised a lot of those games didn't make the cut, but maybe it's featured down the road as a DLC. But yeah, Outrun is one of them too that I just looked at. I'm like, why Outrun's not here? I remember that being on Genesis.
Because I don't know. Yeah, I just thought about that. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I thought about that. Yeah, and they had that really cool HD remake they did not too long ago.
Yeah, and then they also had the Outrunners, which was the second part.
Wasn't that the one where you played as a cop?
No, it was just different. It was like 4 different cars.
Oh, Chase HQ is what I'm thinking about. That's an awesome game. I don't know who made that, but Chase HQ is that's a cool game.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed at like the Sonic collections because I freaking had bought in Sonic. I have bought in Sonic 1 through Knuckles about maybe 3 different times.
I have 2 of these, so I think I have 2. Yeah. 2 different times. I mean, I have the original cart somewhere. I still have it, the big fat cart with the logo on the top. Still got mine. So I have the cartridges of each Sonic game. I bought them on the 360 when they were part of the arcade. I got them in the first collections of things, and then I got them in this collection of things. That's where I got on the PS4 because the other ones I have for the Xbox. Okay. So I got this one for the PS4 just to see, and then the fact that Street Rage is online, I was like, all right, that could probably be a selling point for me. All right. Yeah. But there's a lot of missing games, especially with Sonic and Knuckles. We've seen some different things. You want to read the news that you got for why they didn't put it in there? Oh, this is an interesting thing of the reason Sonic and Knuckles and 3 are both absent is due to the rights with the Michael Jackson music. So if you don't know, Michael Jackson and Brad Buxer directly sampled songs from their respective discographies, resulting in a licensing nightmare. And this is a quote from the article on Games Asylum from May 11th. 8 games missing from Sega's newest Mega Drive collection, and they have the pertinent information, and they have information about what Sega had done in the past to get around this, and that was they gave a PC release of their other Sonic collection.
Yeah.
They changed the music. They just gave it alternative music.
Okay.
And Sega has not come out with any statements regarding this current one as to why they haven't done that. And so that's what people are really wondering about. Is like, we understand the music is a thing, but you've gone through the work before to actually change it. So what happened? What happened, Sega? What happened? Also, it goes on the list. A few other, you said Echo, that's on there, but that's made by Sega and very just weird.
Yeah.
That's not on there. I wanted to mention another one that is very synonymous with Sega because it's not a very good, but is Virtual Racing.
Yeah.
Because that was like one of the first 3D racing games.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
very freaking expensive too.
Yes, it was, and it wasn't like Nintendo had was a Super FX2, and they had some. I think Monaco GP. I think it was, right.
Yeah.
No. That's Sega too. But they had a few racing games, but nobody really went into the 3D realm.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good. It wasn't that great, but it's a milestone because it's one of the first.
Yeah.
The Ooze is another game that it seems like Sega doesn't want to claim anymore. That's a first party game. It's a game literally about, I think, a person who you see him in one of the levels in Shinobi 3.
Yeah.
There's a level where you go into a factory and there's a bunch of like green guys walking around that turn into like this ooze. It's literally his character. And as a Sega character, they just seem to not fucking give a shit. They don't want to bring that guy back. Eternal Champions.
Yeah.
That's Sega's first party old school fighting game, and it's nowhere to be seen.
Wasn't that in the last Classics?
I think so. I honestly think so.
Yeah.
Why it's not here? I think it might have to do with the fact that it's a gory ass game. It's a mature rated game for back then, but unlike Streets of Rage 3, which also had the mature rating, this game actually lets you kill people like in gory ways. They get burnt alive, they get eaten by dinosaurs, they get shot by the mafia. Like, it's weird to say that, but like that game is fucked up.
It's not on it.
No, it's not on it. And that game is fucked up. So I can see why that was left out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that good. I like it. I like it because I like the music. I find the music in a lot of bad games very good, so that's just me.
Okay.
But that game's not good. I can see why they leave it off. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
like,
the two Echo the Dolphins were like ones that I was surprised not to see.
Yes.
There's two of them. It's the Tides of Time and
yeah.
Which to this day I don't understand the game at all.
You know what it is? When you get out of the tutorial area where you have to learn how to do that jump over the rocks.
Yeah.
Basically, the game is just about finding your way to each boss, and it's never a clear path, which is why the game itself is kind of confusing.
Yeah.
So it's like a puzzle game, but I gave up halfway through. I never beat Echo. Not for nothing, that game was scary.
But
that game was.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No. You were saying that you said the game was what?
No, I said it was scary.
It's scary?
Echo the Dolphin? That shit scared me, man. Because there was like jellyfish and aliens and stuff in that game. It was weird.
So you're scared of jellyfish and aliens?
At least the way Sega presented it to you in the 90s, yes.
Yeah.
So
the difference of this title, like, it's Sega's Genesis Collection.
Yeah, it's that, and some of these are weird.
And the first one I think was Sonic and Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sonic had the name of it. They did this collection. They did a collection before, but with fewer games, and they did it on the PSP as well.
They did. There's so far there's been about 4.
Yeah.
Like separate ones, not the ones spread across the different consoles, because some of them I think they got a little bit different games.
Yeah.
But just I think they've done one for 2 different generations. So no, 3 different generations. No, only 2, because PSP and Xbox 360 PS3 was the same generation technically. and then there's the one for this one. But they have made, I think, a separate one for PC, which is the one we're talking about.
Yeah. So they made.
Music.
All right. So they made the Sega Genesis Collections. This was around 2006.
Yeah.
Then 2009 they made the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. So Sonic's name was in the beginning of the damn thing.
Yes. Yeah, that's
And he was in the forefront of the game and everything like that. And then you had Sega did a Sonic Mega Collection, which had all the Sonic 2D games.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a Sega Classics, which was more of their old games.
Yes.
So they did it quite a few times. The cool thing about this and the way it's presented is that it has it's like a 90s kids room.
Oh yeah.
And you gotta pick the cartridge, and then they put the cartridge in, and that's how you play.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of cool. It has a gallery. It has sound. It has you can listen to the music that's in the game and everything like that. But that's one thing that I saw that I thought was kind of cool, because the other ones were just a basic collection thing.
Yeah,
you just go through the menu. This one, yeah.
Although I was gonna say there's a secret thing that's kind of cool on the original one, the one on PSP.
Yeah.
There's some old like developer videos they put in there.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Like there's some fun. I think that one of them also, I want to say that PC one, I think they put some commercials for Sonic in there too. So there's some cool little videos and stuff they put in the older ones, but this one they put presentation first.
Yeah, I did like that. I haven't like fully like discovered everything yet in it, so I'll have more review when I actually fully go through it and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Some of the trophies are ridiculous. Like the things you gotta do are fucking ridiculous.
Wow. Like
the first one is in Revenge of Shinobi, that you have to go through the first stage. Yeah. One life bar.
Yo, that's cool. That game is fucking hard to do something like that.
Like you have to finish the game with one life bar.
Yeah, like no, that's crazy.
That's annoying, because then you like trying to like get like, if you're about to beat the villain, you don't know how when you're gonna beat the villain, and then get that one life bar, then you get killed. Yep. So there's some ridiculous ones like that.
You know what? To be honest, I think that one you might. Does it say without using ninjutsu?
No, it just says.
Because if you can use the ninjutsu, there's one that makes you invincible for like 20 seconds or some shit. The one that covers you in lightning.
Yeah.
So if you get to 1 HP, you can use that.
That's
and you can make it through. Yeah.
I gotta try that. So I'm gonna go through this game. I'm gonna go more into it and see what I could find and what different things you can do. Mm-hmm. But now they also added that rewind feature.
Oh yeah, like the really good emulators. They used to have the scrub backwards and stuff, but they actually made it look cool. Yeah, presentation wise, they made it look cool.
Yeah, so they added that, which is pretty cool. I like collections like these because it just brings me back games that I had in my childhood and I like. One collection that I actually really enjoyed that came out a while was a Xbox exclusive was the Rare Replays.
Okay, cool.
Rare Replays did a really good job, really good presentation, gave you a really good depth in their history and shit like that. So I wish collections did more to what they did, because they had a lot of content and a lot of things that they could do, and then they had a lot of games within that. And I wish Sega does more in that fanfare, because I don't like the history of fucking Streets of Rage. I would like to see how it was made and who was behind it, and like a little documentary on that.
You said that? There's a video I just watched detailing that exact thing.
Yeah.
With more detail than people have, recently, because, with YouTube, a lot of people have been digging up stuff to try to find out these things.
Yeah.
And so you'll get every once in a while who made this, who made that, but you said Streets of Rage, and literally today I was watching that video before we started podcasting.
Yeah, put the link up.
Yes. It's crazy though. The one notable thing I want to say about that whole thing is that literally it was a family business that turned into that.
Yeah.
Where the main composer, to prove himself, because his mother started a business about computing and stuff. So him and his sister made games, and it's like, that's crazy.
That's cool.
Like, how you make games with your sister? Like, that's cool. That's fucking cool. And then they ended up working for Sega, and the rest is history.
That's cool.
Yuzo Koshiro, people know his name.
Yeah, I like learning like that. Like yes, last night I was watching the whole Street Fighter thing, so I like things like that. I like the history of it and how it's made and what was the concept before and what they were doing before and what it looked like before. Like fucking Sonic is one of the funniest ones because it was Robotnik that was supposed to be the main protagonist and not Sonic.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I really like things like that, and it brings you more history into video games, and I like shit like that because that video games is my life. Like that's something that I like learning and things like that. I'm a big documentary person too. I like watching documentaries.
Understood, gotcha.
So seeing documentaries of things I love, I more tend to watch those anyway. Like the toys that made us, the freaking the Funko Pop thing on Netflix. I like things like that. I will watch those 100 times a day, kind of shit.
Yes.
You know? So I want to see more of those, especially when you do classic games like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let it be part of the ending. Let it be part of something you unlock. But I would like to see more of that featured in this. I want to see the history. Not only you're showing me the game history, but give me the history of everything that's in it, that the process of the game as well. Because there's a lot of guys that are behind this shit. They should get credit.
This is true. Just as another thing before we wrap it up, I wanted to say what my favorite collection that I've bought since they started making these types of things.
Yeah.
There's one that I don't know if it did well or not because I think it only has a volume 1.
Okay.
But it was the SNK Arcade Classics Volume 1, and that for some reason, like remember I was telling you earlier about my arcade experience.
Yeah.
Is I would play those weird SNK games that nobody played, and this one just has a bunch of them. And so I'll list. It's not that many games, but I'll listen to you, and then you tell me if you played any of these. So, Art of Fighting.
I played it. I didn't like it.
Baseball Stars 2.
I did play that, and I actually really enjoyed it.
Like, yeah, SNK has really good baseball games.
I had it for the Pocket, and I love that game.
Ah, yeah. Oh man, bringing back memories. Neo Geo Pocket.
Yeah.
Burning Fight.
I played it.
Which is like their version of Double Dragon.
I played it.
King of Fighters 1.
No, I never played King of Fighters 1.
No. Fatal Fury. Excuse me. Fatal Fury. Yes. The subtitle is King of Fighters. I forget that Fatal Fury is actually the first King of Fighters, which is weird.
I like Fatal Fury. I like Terry Bogard was my dude.
Funny enough, the arcade version only 3 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, only Terry, Andy, and Joe. Can't pick anybody else.
So yeah, it was, and I didn't like Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Fuck you, Joe."
Yeah, back then, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
King of the Monsters.
I loved King of the Monsters.
I love that game.
Any game that I could destroy shit as a giant, I'm there.
I like their monster designs too. A lot of them are like takes on other stuff, but there's a few unique ones that are cool. Last Resort, which did you ever play that? It's a shooter.
Last Resort, no.
Like a top-down shooter. Now this is a game specifically in this collection. I never played it before, and it ended up being my favorite game on the entire thing. It was like their version of R-Type.
Yeah.
And it's a side-scrolling shooter, and just the way you have attachments and stuff. And apparently it was released on the Wii too. So
okay.
So if anybody has this on the Wii, which is like a more popular system than the PSP.
Yeah.
So you probably have that. Well, it was on the PS2 late, but I think by the time it came out, nobody was fucking with it. 2008. Were you still rocking the PS2?
2008, probably, because I had all the systems.
Because mind you, 2006 was like 360 PS3.
Yeah.
So 2008, I don't think a lot of people was rocking a PS2. So
no. I probably had the system, I just never played it.
Yeah. Let's see, not too many more. Magician Lore, you remember that?
No.
A side-scrolling platformer, but it was kind of cool because it was magic-based and you would like collect different spells and stuff. Yeah. It wasn't that good. Metal Slug 1.
Metal Slug 1. I love Metal Slug stuff. I had the anthology of Metal Slug. That was my awesome part.
Yeah. Underrated game, I think it's Metal Slug 4 or 5. The one that came out on DS.
That was great.
That's the one that That's Double X. Okay, that's my favorite one. That one has Clark and Clark, Ralph, and Leona. She's in there.
I
don't think you can
game.
play it, so I think you can she's like a helper or something.
That's something that I will get again. The Metal Slugs Anthology. I had. You know what? I think I still have it for PS2.
Okay, please re-release Double X on something.
They had the anthology that had Double X in it.
Really? Get out of here!
I had 1 through 6 and Double X.
And that was last generation or when?
PS2.
Really? Okay, I gotta go back and get that thing.
Metal Slugs Anthology. That's what it was called.
Okay, cool. Neo Turf Masters, their golf games.
No.
I like the character models because they were big and beefy, but that was about it. Samurai Showdown 1.
I love Samurai Showdown.
I
just bought part 2 on the Switch. I think
probably the best one. The hardest boss ever, but like
that was my favorite one. That's why I bought on the Switch.
That was when I had oh, speaking of arcades, I legit after school. You ever remember the store called Gym?
Yeah.
That used to be like a 99-cent stores?
Yeah.
The one near my school had 2 arcade machines. Bucky O'Hare, which was rare. I've never seen that anywhere else. Except a really big arcade once.
Yeah.
And then Samurai Showdown 2. And me and like my best friend in junior high would have these battles. We would have wars. We would like every day bring $1. And we wouldn't leave till somebody was off. And you know, $1's a lot of money for a kid, so
yeah.
So we would have these wars, and he would pick Haomaru. He would never change characters. First, he picked Wanfu because that was his main in Samurai Showdown 1, and when we went to 2, he didn't like him.
Okay.
And then he switched to Haomaru, and sometimes he would pick Seeger. That was the dude with the giant flaming hand.
Yeah.
Crazy ass character. And I would pick Ukyo and Ginen, and that was it. Ginen, because they pronounce his name funny. Little green guy.
Yeah. Oh, the one with the Freddy Krueger call.
Yes. Yeah. And that was our thing, just back and forth with those characters. I like the ninja Hanzo, yeah. And I liked him, but I'll tell you why I didn't pick him. Once I learned that he had like a million moves, I was like, shit, I can't beat my friend because I can't be remembering all these moves.
And then I like the Clifford or
Galford. Yeah, Galford with the dog. Yeah, we would do mirror matches because we both like Galford.
And you talking about Bucky O'Hare? I had to look it up because I remember that arcade game, and that game was fucking dope.
It was awesome. It never got any love.
Yeah, because the SNES one, the NES one, got a really lot of love as well because it was.
This is true.
But Konami made it, and I was like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's something to find an emulator of.
Yeah.
Anyway,
another game I really liked on this collection, Shock Troopers.
Shock Troopers. It sounds very familiar.
It has very good. It was a 1997 game. It was an overhead, like okay, you know the missions in Contra where you shoot overhead.
Yeah.
It's an entire game based like that. So
okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. Very good character designs in that game, and each character has different weapons. That's a cool ass game. Yeah. Super underrated. Super Sidekicks 3, The Next Glory.
No,
I never played that shit. It's a sports fighting game. Never played that. King of Fighters 94. I think everybody's played that game. That game is amazing.
I played all the King of Fighters.
That's the first King of Fighters. The one that's called.
Yeah.
That's the
94. Yeah.
Top Hunter, Roddy and Kathy.
No.
I don't know what the fuck that was. I've never touched it. And then the secret unlockable game, World Heroes.
World of Heroes I played. I had it for SNES.
I love the arcade version of World Heroes and World Heroes 2. I love those games.
Yeah.
The character models are so big, and World Heroes 2, that was when they started to get like personalities and stuff.
Yeah. Like
really, like in one, like the only people who have personality was like Mudman. No, I don't even think he's in one. I don't think Mudman is in one. You ever seen that guy who's like a tiki man with a big mask?
Yeah.
It's out little versions of himself that run into you. Yeah, that's Mudman. Anyway, well, I just wanted to go through that list, and you know, that's an underrated classics thing. I hope SNK, because didn't they just put out the mini, or is it not out yet?
What,
the SNK mini?
No, they haven't put it out yet.
Okay, so I know they're doing it, and I don't think a lot of those games are going to be on it. So we'll see. But they've done one. I hope SNK does another one. They're another company. They're back on the rise, man. Like their stock is people
I think
finally think of them now.
There was one I liked that had ninjas and shit in it. It was a
Sengoku. Was Sengoku? It's probably Sengoku 3.
Those were pretty dope. That
was in China. That was in Chinatown Fair. Sengoku 2 and Sengoku 3 were in Chinatown Fair.
Yeah.
God, they never put that on a collection. Sengoku 3, I will be honest, is probably like the best executed beat 'em up. Like the depths of combat in that game is like it's like almost Dragon's Crown level.
Yeah.
The combos you could do. No, you know what? I'll compare it to Dungeons and Dragons. Not Dragon's Crown, because Dragon's Crown went further. Dungeons and Dragons by Capcom is probably the easiest comparison. Shadows of Mystara specifically.
Okay.
So, and you know that they need to bring those back out. That was a collection.
They have them on Switch.
As a collection or no?
A single game. They're like $6 though.
Okay, because that was one thing they did do, and that was before Dragon's Crown was released.
Yeah.
The build up to Dragon's Crown, Capcom released those 2 games because the guy involved did Dragon's Crown.
So you saying your SNK conductions, that how much you love them and shit like that. If you have a Nintendo Switch, I think they also came out for PS4 and Xbox as an arcade game.
Yeah,
they have all those games available. I think they're about $6 to $7 each.
Yes.
They go on sale a lot though, so you can catch it. Because I bought Samurai Showdown 2, I bought Fatal Fury 2, and I bought the first of the ninja one I was telling you about.
Oh, Sengoku?
Yeah, I bought the first one for like $3 each.
Nice.
So if they're that cheap, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll take all of them. I like having them on my system, because when I'm bored at work and I'm finished, like I just finished all my main games. Like I finished Kirby, I finished Donkey Kong. So I'm in a limbo of games that I have right now until the next big one comes out. So I'll play a lot of those arcade games.
Yeah. Yeah, so that definitely gives you something to do on the go, and a lot of those are fun as hell.
Yeah.
Sengoku 1 is a weird fucking game.
Yeah.
That's a creepy game. Japanese lore, man, they love to explore like the creepy side of human nature.
Yeah.
Jeez. Play Sengoku.
And then you also have a lot of collections on the way, like the Mega Man Legacies that come around on Switch. I think they came out already. Mega Man 1 and 2 Legacy.
The volume 1 and Switch. Yeah.
It's like $40, but it has all 8 Mega Man games, and then the Mega Man X is one that's coming out very soon as well.
Yeah, I'm probably more gonna get that. Yeah.
I'll probably just get Volume 1. I'm really not interested in Volume 2.
What is it, 1 through 4, or is it something?
1 through 4 is part 1, and then 5 through Mavericks on the second one. Maybe 1 through 5. I think it's 1 through 5 in the first one. And
I'm gonna make a bold statement here. Missed opportunity not including Maverick Hunter X.
I think that's the one that's there.
For real?
Yeah, Maverick Hunter X.
The PSP one.
Yeah.
For real? Oh my god.
Because that was in the first collections they did.
Okay. For real? They put I didn't buy that one.
Yeah. First Mega Man Legacy collection. Yeah.
I think they got a sale for me. I love that game. It's at first I thought it was ugly as shit. And then I realized they put actual work into it.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite Mega Man games, period. Like I like that one better than I like the old school Mega Man X, because I got more time in with that. I never had a Super Nintendo.
Okay.
So when I played Maverick Hunter X, I was like, oh, I get it now. This clicks.
You know, my big thing is that I was never a Super Nintendo person. I didn't get a Super Nintendo till like I got older and shit. I wasn't a Super Nintendo person. Mega Man X and X2 and X3 I played mad late. I think my first time beating them is when you know what? PlayStation 1
okay.
Import wise, they had all the Mega Man games import wise. And I used to get them for like $2 in Chinatown. Yeah.
I never played a lot of Super Nintendo stuff because I was a one system household, because we ain't had it like that. Yeah. Motherfuckers ain't spending $200-300 on a system and you already got one. So I ended up going on a different path. I never had Master System. Excuse me, but I had NES.
Yeah.
I never had Super Nintendo, but but I had Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
And then I never had Saturn, but I had PlayStation. So I literally just went back and forth.
Yeah. So I was almost similar. Like I actually had the Master System. I had Master System because my mom thought that was the Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
And then we got the Nintendo later on.
Okay.
So we got that, and then I got Genesis, which was my mom's boyfriend at the time, and he just gave it to me. So I got lucky with that. Yeah. And then PlayStation, I had PlayStation. I didn't have Saturn. I bought a Saturn when I started working. When I started making my own money, that's when I just went crazy and started buying I had all the systems. I had Sega Saturn.
So the interesting thing, okay, you bought your Saturn.
Yeah.
I never owned my own PlayStation until way later because we had a family one, basically, my brother's. But I remember I was talking about this today, what made the separation for me of what games I would buy. Because I was the one that bought the games, basically.
Yeah.
Like, my mother bought the PlayStation for my brother and whatnot, so we both played it. But I would save my money and buy mad games. And the thing that separated me from Saturn was the price point. When it first came out, it was way more expensive.
Yes, it was.
And that's what was like, it wasn't brand loyalty at the time. It was literally what could you afford.
Even to this day, I don't have brand loyalty. I was like, if you have good games, I'm gonna buy your system.
Yeah, and I just feel bad.
PS3 didn't have shit, and I didn't buy the system
for the longest time, dude.
Yeah,
and I feel Saturn got the shaft on that because if they'd have lowered that price point, they'd have been a competitor. Yeah. But they were like 200 and the PS1 was like 129. I remember. I was like,
but I think Saturn was in the same boat as what the PS3 was too. It was a lot of lack of games on the Saturn as well.
If they had led up front with the fighting games, they might have been okay.
Yeah.
Because now we look back at it for like at least a good 10 years. All you would hear is, "Oh yeah, man, Saturn had the best fighting games."
Yeah, but you needed a Japanese fucking. You needed the boot.
What was it?
What
the boot disc and the hard drive?
No, you needed the RAM
cartridge. Yeah, you need the RAM cartridge.
You needed the RAM cartridge, and then you get like a straight up arcade port of like Marvel. And then those didn't come out in America either.
Nope. That's the other thing that killed it.
And sadly, the Sega Saturn was the system to play arcade games too, because Darkstalkers was a better version. Street Fighter Alpha was a better version on the Saturn.
Xbox Street Fighter, you could switch. Holy shit!
But that was only if you had the RAM card, and that was not American. That was only Japanese.
Wait, so there was an American version of Darkstalkers?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, I remember the big ass case.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I forgot about Saturn and PlayStation was initially when they debuted, they had huge cases.
The jewel cases.
With the foam and everything in it. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So Darkstalkers was another one that played a lot better on the Saturn. Actually, all the fighting games that came in on both systems played better on the Saturn because Saturn was a bit faster of a system. But also, like Mega Man 8 and Mega Man X4 played better on the Saturn than they played on the PS4.
Yes, they did. And I think they had an extra stage. Mega Man 8 had an extra stage.
Yeah, and it had then the PlayStation.
No, it had special theme music. Excuse me.
Yeah. So there was a lot of things that they could have done with Saturn. They just dropped the ball with.
Yeah, I mean, and there's an interesting. I don't want to call it a documentary, but again, another YouTuber went through the history of the 32X. And it actually includes some of the decisions made around the time of the Saturn, and you could see that Sega America and Sega Japan were not getting along, and they basically ruined that company.
Yep.
So,
highlight of 32X, Knuckles.
Chaotix. Never got to play it. Play it. I will tell you what happened to my 32X. I lost one of the cables. And it made the games look like shit. So you play Virtua Fighters, there were textures missing. So it was like floating characters, and like their heads were missing and their hands were there. So I ended up saying, "This is defective. I gotta take it back." And I gave it back to Toys R Us, which is where my mother got it from. And I didn't know how cheap it was because it was apparently dirt cheap. So what we traded in for was the whole line. I don't know if you remember this. There was a line of action figures of X-Men where the weapons glue.
Okay.
there was a second set where they incorporated some of those characters. So there was a Psylocke, a specific Psylocke with the black paint and a variant hair. She had the glowing Psylocke thing.
I know.
That's the first time they ever made Bone Claw Wolverine with the ninja outfit. That was fucking amazing. They made Holocaust, which they never made. I don't think they ever made him again. Maybe until way later. Way later. There was a Holocaust figure in that set. That was the first time they ever made Deathbird.
Yeah.
And she had a lot of articulation, which is weird, but this was still Toy Biz, so, and I vividly remember this. And I was kind of upset. I was sad, but I think I won in the end.
Yeah.
I still have those figures somewhere.
That was one thing, like, out of all the Sonic collections and shit like that, Knuckles Chaotic was never a playable game.
I wonder why.
I don't know why, but
a lot of 32X stuff wasn't.
Like with these Genesis Classics, that should be something added to these things, because I think no one had a chance to really play it or actually know those characters either, because the only thing you know them, and if you read the comic lore or you've seen the cartoon,
you're right.
That's the only time you really know the extra characters. If or Sonic Heroes, that was probably the one that you actually got to play as the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you really don't know them.
No, this is true. Yeah, so they kind of seem to come out of nowhere, but they actually have a history. Yep.
They're fun characters.
No love for 32X. I don't. There's not that many games on it, so it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah. It was just lost potential.
Yeah. One of those bad in between steps, I guess.
It was like the neck gauge.
Oh man, did you have that?
No, it wasn't neck gauge. Remember the original online?
Oh, you're not talking about the net. I thought you were talking about this net play. Are you talking about the X-Band, or are you talking about
X-Band?
Oh, you talking about Sega Net?
No, X-Band was you put a cartridge in and you connect it to your phone wire.
Yeah, the phone wire. It was. I mean, listen, they had to start somewhere though.
Yeah.
I'm not mad, because remember, Sega Net was the beginning. That was when they had the exclusive game, the Wily Wars.
Yeah.
The only Mega Man game to ever be on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't good. I think it wasn't a good port.
It wasn't that good.
But you see, it started somewhere. It skipped the Saturn. I'm sure there was some type of net thing, but it never materialized. And then Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Boom. Fucking. That system was so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Just sitting here thinking about that. It makes me sad. Fuck. Anyway, you want to wrap this one up?
Yeah.
Before we go too long? All right. So that was a good episode. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully Sega finds some way to get that Sonic game on there. The Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles. You know,
I'll play it more.
Would be a good thing.
I'll play it more and actually have a review for you guys next week.
All right, cool. So that's it for this week's episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media and our YouTube. YouTube is RedCycloneInc. We got Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, WordPress, all of that. Oh, SoundCloud as well.
Facebook.
And the Facebook group. All of that, RedCycloneInc, so you can't get confused. That's us. Also, follow Merc with the Mic. He has his own YouTube channel. He's got his playthroughs up there. And he's got a SoundCloud as well. So you can check that out.
And all the casts are there as well.
And, you know, just stay tuned. I got Lost Planet 1 going up, Lost Planet Colonies.
I saw that the other day.
I'll be prepared for a fun boss fight when I get to Green Eye.
Yeah.
All I gotta say, you're gonna see me learn. You're gonna see me learn how to beat the boss.
I'll probably put some of these the Sega Classics and Street Fighter stuff up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that'll probably be the next thing I add. I haven't been able to touch God of War, so I'll probably continue that sometime this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then I probably do. I was considering Batman Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
Going back into that.
I was thinking about just playing it for the fun of it too.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about just going back into that. Seeing that there's big news from Rockstar about a Superman game, so we'll see. Rocksteady games, not Rockstar.
Superman. Can you get it right?
Maybe not. But that'll be something for the next guys.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
E3 is right around the corner.
E3. Yeah, I was to say we were right on the same thing. Like thinking about, E3 is right around the corner. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming up definitely next week.
So we probably have a big E3 cast like we did last year.
So yeah. There's gonna be a tons of watching press conferences
and stuff.
What's the over/under on Ubisoft being as good as it was last year? Because it was weird. Ubisoft's conference last year was so weird.
Yeah, it was. I just want to see the games. I really don't give a fuck about the personalities. Just show me the game.
Just show me the game. Yeah.
And shut the fuck up and just show the games.
True. If that could be the tagline for E3, shut the fuck up and show the games. That's it.
Yeah, that's gonna be our tagline. Shut the fuck up, show the games.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Okay. We got that. All right. So
you.
No. I got it. We're gonna change some font stuff up and then okay. All right.
Shut the fuck up and show the games. That's all we want to see.
So stay tuned for
Xbox needs to really show something. Xbox really needs to show something. Because
if the leak lists are to be believed, because there was like a really big leak that was like somewhat validated by a few games actually being talked about early. It looks like they got some stuff.
Yeah, what I saw
at least first party. At least first party.
They need some. They need some.
So hopefully some of that stuff is right. Like
they need some new IPs too.
You're right. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. Halo or Gears of War.
I saw Sunset Overdrive too.
Ooh.
This was like hopefully that's true. Hopefully that's true.
So I'm sold on that, which would be Spider-Man with spray paint.
Ooh, how long till Spider-Man?
September.
Okay, close.
It's supposed to be a big gameplay trailer at E3. I think that's gonna what I saw that's gonna close out is Final Fantasy VII. I heard Devil May Cry 5 is supposed to be announced.
What? I did not hear that. Oh, let's not get too hype at the end. Let's say something for next week.
Yes. Next week we'll talk about E3. Well, it's this week, right?
It should be the end of this week.
End of this week.
Their stuff's brewing up, so we'll see.
You'll see. All right. That's it.
That's it.
Peace out. Later.
Peace.